6,475 pounds, one owner, very well kept. A super slide rear chairs Puma couples camper coming in on trade here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This was their first camper. They used it, they enjoyed it, it treated them well. Overall, pretty solid camper. I think it'd be a great starter camper for you, just like it was for them. They spent a couple months in Florida and just simply found out they just needed more space and more storage and swapped her out for a fifth wheel at Haylett RV. It's the only reason it's here. With the super slide closed, you can access basically everything in this RV, but you need to utilize the two different doors. I like the big countertop they gave you here, and you notice the way that they position that sofa, so you just kind of wrap around the counter. You can you take one step into the slide, then bang, you're over here. You can get your kitchen storage space, but to get to the bedroom and bathroom, you're just going to use that front door. And if you do that, you start up here in the bedroom like we are. You just kind of walk around the bed. You can obviously get to your bedroom closet and storage space. The door opens inward, so it's not hard to get around. The only trick to get in this bathroom is you do have to kind of step past the door and then open it, because they really didn't intend you on using it this way, but it works. And isn't that really the thing that's most important, is just the fact that it does work if you need it? And the camper's been well kept. They haven't owned it that long, obviously. I mean, you can take one look at the model year and determine that. They just found out they, like I said, needed more of it. It's got everything, and that really what this camper is. Pumas are and I don't mean this in a derogatory fashion, not everybody needs a retirement camper. This is it does enough. It does the important stuff kind of camper. It doesn't overdo anything. It does enough. So, but it does good things. The things it does very well. I am absolutely not bashing this camper whatsoever. Like, we've got, I like that stick-out peninsula over there, and it creates extra prep space, or like a little breakfast bar. There's no such thing as too much counter space, and by utilizing that flush mount recessed sink and stovetop, you've really got some pretty decent space here. Kitchen breeze window with dual easy reach appliance outlets is nice, and they made this overhead cabinet extra large, and you might even notice that shelf in the middle of that to really maximize your storage potential. Your recliner side windows, those toothpick windows, do open for airflow, which is nice. And you can see that these are a set of free-floating pushback recliners. When you open them up, they definitely kind of use up some of the space of the floor plan, but the fact is, you've got recliners here. You've got the ability to do that. And you will also find smart things like there are power outlets hidden around each of these chairs. You've got one right there, if you notice, then there's one that's more obvious to the right-hand side next to that window. Over here in our little conversation corner, which is kind of, this is, a lot of people refer to this as the conversation floor plan, because if you had friends over, you're sitting at the sofa or the recliner there at the opposite seat, you can just sit there and chit-chat. But this is a Trifold sleeper sofa. So what's nice about that is it's not just made for like kid guests, it can actually be adult friendly, and you always maintain the dinette over here for a small sleeper if need be. You can see I have windows all the way around the slide. You might have noticed the slide side windows are not airflow venting. That again is just a symptom of the this is a hits the main points and it does enough kind of camper. But again, the sealed edge countertops are a nice thing, and you see that repeated on the table over here, which is a cool thing as well. The raised panel inserts on that refrigerator are also a very nice aesthetic item that really kind of church it up. And some people like it, some people don't. That's why there's different RVs in the business. But this sort of dark walnut wood tones in conjunction with the lighter wall panels, it does give it a nice light dark contrast. Some people like it, think it feels nice and rich. Some people don't. To each their own. A thing they did very well here, though, is next to that refrigerator, you do have that full 6.5 foot tall pantry and handy little shoe garage under your entertainment center. I'd like that a little bit more by the entry door, but I'd like it here better than nowhere. So our soundbar is also our DVD player and Bluetooth and all kinds of things. You can see the little disc slot in there. You've got an expansion sort of shelf if you want to upgrade your entertainment. It does not appear the previous owners ever threw a TV into this thing, because there's no scars or scabs on the wall. I suppose it's possible they simply, when they reached their destination, threw a pedestal TV up there and then just kept it with them, because this camper was built with no screen from the factory. We already kind of peeked at our bathroom. Just a couple quick notes. I like the standing radius shower as opposed to a travel trailer tub. And you do have good floor space in here, so you can actually get in and get dressed. And that right there is a large medicine cabinet. I mean, you can, if you're going to have your blow dryers and shavers and Lipitor and everything else in there, you're going to be good to go. They must have swapped the original mattress out at some point and then put it back in, because this is a brand new, never used, still in the bag camper queen right here. And all the original bedding and everything is obviously still present. Instead of drawers on each side of the bed, they just sort of went with these open pockets. Personally, I think it's smart. I think it's a smart way to reduce the cost and weight of an RV without reducing the function of it. And we do have a full overhead cabinet here. One other quick note, over on this side, you've got household outlets on both sides of the bed, but you do also maintain USB plugs over here. Exterior looks great, pretty much like the interior, so that should be as no surprise there. We've got a good front pass-through storage compartment here, and I noticed a little accessory bucket from the previous owners is still here. So just especially as a first-time RVer, there's a couple extra odds and ends here that are included that you're just not going to have to worry about. And of course, over at our parts and service center, we always have the ability for you to upgrade and get like a better sewer hose. I tell you, if you spend money on one accessory, make it a better sewer hose, you'll never regret it. We have power awning, power tongue jack, 4-corner power stabilizer jacks. The place that built this, even though this is very much in the entry-level classification, they built it like upscale entry-level, like entry-level plus. So think of this instead of like, if you think of it like a car, you've got the LS trim package, the LT, the LX. This is solidly in that sort of LT mid-section. The power tongue jack on the front there does the heavy lifting for you, so you don't have to lift and lower this thing to get hooked up to your weight distribution. And the power corner jacks just make it so that you don't have to do bend over and a lot of manual cranking. The tinted windows are going to help keep the sun at bay, so that'll keep the nosy neighbors and the heat from the sunshine out. There is no ladder on the back, but you can walk all over this thing. That's not a problem. This has a pretty conventional... I'm sorry, there is a ladder on the back. I've looked at too many RVs. Jeez, oh Pete's. But you can obviously walk on the roof of this thing. It's got a pretty conventional build loadout. You know, like we've got OSB decking, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with OSB decking. I think some people prefer plywood, but you also have to pay for plywood, and there's nothing wrong with OSB. So that's kind of the logic behind this product. It does what it needs to, doesn't do anything more than that. And as long as we're talking about the roof and the construction, why don't we jump up there and take a look at it, see how well it was maintained. But first, a quick note, take a look at that power awning and how it clears both entry doors. That's an awesome thing on a rainy day. There's a couple little wrinkles where the roof decking has just kind of shifted a little bit in transit, but that's nothing to be really concerned about. I don't see anywhere where it's been stressed or anything like that. And the material's obviously been maintained. It could use a quick hose bath. That's it. This is, I mean, all your factory seals and everything are good looking. This is pretty open and shut, good looking. Like I said, if you're trying to get out of the family pop-up, or if you want to start your camping adventure before you get into this sea of brand new RVs we have, a late model used one like this is a great way to potentially even get same as new financing without the new RV price tag. And hey, obviously, we even get up on the roof and show you around these things here at Haylett RV. We'll make sure you know it's in good shape and working order before you take it home. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. Man, this is a beautiful day.